talk about the Model Y Juniper and how it is actually a pretty terrible deal relative to the finance rates that we've seen pretty recently. Not because of what's in the options, the packages. I actually feel like that's actually an okay deal. But if you take a look at the financing, if you take a look at the lease, you will see what I'm seeing, and it is actually a bad deal. The Model Y Juniper, the refresh, the one that actually is just hitting showrooms in the US as of yesterday. There's even another state now that has a Model Y Juniper. I'll tell you this at the end of this, but it's actually a terrible deal, and not because of what's in it, not in terms of like the packages, options, full self-driving, and all that other stuff. That actually is an okay deal relative if you were to take a look at like all the different packages, because if you were to get all of that, it's a force add essentially, and if you were to compare it versus the older one, it's actually an okay deal, and it's not that bad in terms of the what you get from it at the end of the day. But here it is why I think is a bad deal. Unless you are paying cash, leasing has an eye-watering money factor / interest rate of 0.00450. So you might be teased by this $599 payment, but there's a lot it takes to get to that $599 payment, and what it takes to get there is a 10%, 10.8%, almost 11% interest if you're going to be leasing it. Financing, it was 0% in November to December, but if you were to finance right now, it is 5.99%. And so that's pretty much the same on all different vehicles for Tesla. It's all 5.99. So it's not going to get better in that. And still 5.99, I guess, is relatively better than the market out there in terms of the automotive market. But if you were to compare it to like what we saw in November, December, where Tesla vehicles, both Model 3 and Model Y, of course, the old Model Y was 0% financing. It's not that long ago as well. And so certainly it was a pretty interesting time for sure. But certainly if you're looking to buy a Tesla Model Y Juniper, I mean, unless you can get lower rates than 5.99, which you can, and don't forget, there is credit unions out there, and we'll talk about that probably tomorrow. But if you're looking for that resource on a full list of all the different credit unions that anybody can join, definitely check out my Patreon link down below in the description. You get access to my buying guide, which has all the different resources, plus an access to the credit union list that is in like the 4 to 5% range, which is a savings over 5.99%. It does require a little bit of a legwork, but anybody can join some of those credit unions on the list. And so that's why I think it's a pretty bad deal unless you're paying cash and saving yourself, unless you've got other opportunities to make higher than 5.99%, which I guess the argument there is that if you're a Tesla investor, you've been doing well for the past year, way over 5.99%. And so certainly that could be the flip side if you're looking to do that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. If you're looking for the deal on a Tesla Model Y, my recommendation is still going to be the same. I think June might be our earliest moment. June for Juniper discounts and incentives and everything might be the earliest we see something, but more than likely it's going to be the end of Q3, which is going to be September, and definitely by the end of December or the end of the year, December, which is going to be Q4. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you buying a Tesla Model Y Juniper, and which color are you going for with? We put it in the live stream channel chat as well. On top of that, if you are getting a Model Y Juniper, great news. The tow package is included now, so you don't have the option to get it or not. You're going to get it no matter what on top of that. And let us know, because I'm kind of on the fence right here between the Model Y Juniper. Like, I kind of want one, but then like, it's like you got to buy it in a certain fashion. It might not be worth it. And then it's also like, what color do we get? Do we go with the ultra red, which I think looks better, or do we go with the Quicksilver, which I think is the fan favorite, which I think also looks good as well. We were able to see a Quicksilver Model Y yesterday, and maybe I was just so excited I didn't even realize it was Quicksilver, or maybe because it was inside, it didn't have the depth in the paint that I'm usually used to with that. I like the 19-inch rims, but of course I want to maximize value, and if I'm paying for it anyways, I guess I'll get the 20-inch Helix 2.0 rims as well. And finally, if I were to get a Model Y, white interior would be the move, because I have yet to have a Tesla vehicle with white interior, so it might as well be this time where I finally get the white interior. On top of that, here's my quick review on the Model Y. Having sit in it for about an hour and a half, playing around with the different features and everything, I've really summed it up to 2 features features, and this is going to be funny to say out loud, 2 features that are going to be my favorite. The first one, not that funny, but the second one is definitely funny. The first one is going to be the rear tail light. I actually enjoy it a lot. I like the design. It's different. Everybody's going this blade light bar, and I like how Tesla is just taking it to a different level with this indirect light. The second one is the rear folding seats. Actually, they surprised me. They're very fast. There's 3 intuitive controls, one on the screen, one on the side of the chair, and one in the rear. And it's funny to say this, but quote, Tesla says they are the fastest power folding rear seats in the industry. Kind of funny to say that loud, but I see what they're saying here. And I really like how the front 2 seats move a little bit so that it blocks it, because that hits me all the time in terms of when I'm trying to fold that second row. I always hit the seat, and actually I just like jam it down because I'm too lazy to move the front seat. So very smart to see. And we've got a video of the front washer in action on the Model Y, and we can see how much of fluid it sprays all over the place. And I imagine Tesla's going to bring this to a bunch of different models, not only the front camera, but also the washer module on all of them. And here's a cool look at a white Model Y Juniper with the indirect light bar and how bright it is, but also how bright it shines on the floor like this. Look how much that glow is on the back of it. It really goes to see that instead of shining the light on people's faces, it just goes downward and glows up the area. And on top of that, yesterday we were able to find and see a Model Y Juniper in person, so definitely check out that video. Quick 8-minute video where we walked around it in 4K and everything. But there is also another Model Y Juniper that has been spotted. This one in the Las Vegas Tesla West Sahara Avenue store. So if you're in the Vegas area, go ahead and check that one out. It seems to be a Quicksilver with a white interior. So very cool to see, because yesterday we saw a black interior one. So I'd love to see a white interior one. And on top of that, Joe did a drone video, and it appears from the video, it seems like vehicles like the Model Y Juniper are rolling off the line, but it seems like this is a pilot production at Giga, Texas, and not the actual production units. But I would imagine, my prediction is this is going to be a quick delivery. And I know Tesla is saying like a March delivery for some of these Model Y Junipers, but I could easily see this being bumped up quickly, because think about how quickly they were able to get these Model Y Junipers into showroom. They've planned this. They've been planning this for a while now. And so I bet we see some of these vehicles coming ASAP to deliveries and everything. So definitely some pretty cool stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. On top of that, another interesting tidbit with this Model Y Juniper, that even though this is 2025 right now, this is going to be a 2026 VIN car, at least the one that was in the showroom that we saw yesterday. And so maybe these new Model Ys are going to be 2026, which is kind of interesting. 2025's Model Ys are going to be a very short term. And that makes sense, I guess, because there's 2025s being sold as well. So this is an easy way there for them to differentiate 2026 versus 2025. And if you're someone waiting for a deal on the old Tesla Model Y, we are seeing better deals, better discounts in that front. We've hit a new local high, $6,800 off, or $6,890 off of a Tesla vehicle. And so certainly it is getting up there. So if you're interested, I would say the deals are going to be, they're like right on the cusp of releasing for the old and busted legacy Model Y. And so we literally could be right around the corner for one of these. So if you're interested in getting one of these Tesla vehicles, definitely, of course, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get it up to $1,000 off of a Tesla vehicle out there. But yeah, we saw a Model Y long range, $6,890 off, another one, $6,360 off. You can find the deals or the list of all of these down below in our description, so you can take a look at it and see for yourself. I'll also paste a link right there. You can see all the different deals that are out there that we found to be the local high for the Tesla Model Y, the old and busted Tesla Model Y. On top of that, Tesla has released 0% interest rate in another market, not this market. Don't get excited, but 0% is now available in Thailand as well. So it seems like they know what they need to do. If they want to clear out inventory, they got to put 0%. And so certainly if you're looking for a Model Y, an old and busted legacy Model Y, but still a new hot one, one, or not the new hot one, then I would say deals are going to be coming very soon for that one. So you might as well just be waiting, wait around just for a little bit longer. And certainly the new first Giga Berlin has delivered their first Model Y refresh off of their showroom or whatever, their factory line and everything. And you can see it's been signed by everybody on the team. Really cool to see this, actually. Really cool to see how many people are involved. And I imagine there's way more people involved into building a Model Y. So really cool to see all the different effort and everything. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking.